is going on, Knicks fans? My name is Vigo Sportstalk, host of Vigo Talks Knicks. In today's episode, I'm going over Game 1, Knicks versus Hawks, Game 1 of the NBA playoffs. Before I start the video, I got to give a big shout out to all the Knicks fans. I was at the block party, got a few interviews. You guys know who you are. I'm hoping to go back maybe for another game. I'm not sure yet. But again, shout out to all the fans. You guys are amazing, especially after a win. That was my first time going to an actual Knicks game or a block party, and we won. My first Knicks game, we lost. The first block party last year versus Celtics, we lost. So it was good to see the Knicks win. See what happens every time we win. It's electric. No other families does what they do. Anyways, back to the video. This was a really good win for the Knicks. You know, when you get the first one of the series, it always gives you a good advantage, gives you a little momentum. So it's good to see the Knicks win. But there were a few takeaways I got to talk about. In terms of rebounding, for a team that's known for the rebounding, known for offensive rebounds with Cat and Mitch, we were not good getting those rebounds, especially offensive rebounds. They got a lot of second chance points. They hit a lot of open threes. But as a Knicks fan, you're used to seeing that, especially in playoffs, going against all these top players. But I gotta talk about the defense. Cat didn't get going to the second half. Brunson was killing in the first quarter. He had 19 points, and we scored around 30 to 24 points. He was killing it. But Cat, he was nowhere to be seen in the first half. But in terms of defense, he was locking down everybody. I believe when Cat was guarding the Atlanta Hawks and their players, they shot 5 for 19. 5 out of 19. You heard me right. I got to go back and look at the highlights, but if he was locking down all these players, we need this every single series, every single game. Because Mike Brown said, when Cat wants to be, he could be a lockout defender. But like you said, when he wants to be, we're going to need that every single game. For sure. Also, Mikal Bridges. I did an interview with Remo. Make sure to follow my Instagram. I'll put him in the bio. And he mentioned the one player that needs to step up. Not even this game, the entire series, and maybe possibly on our playoff run. It's got to be Mikal Bridges. Think about it. We gave up 5 first-round picks. He's a good player. I've seen him score. And also, what I saw on the podcast, he's the 4th option on the team. So think about it. When he's with Brooklyn, he was you could say he argues that he was first option, second option, on some nights. You never know. He was averaging 20 points a game. He was shooting 40% from 3. And now with the Knicks, he's the 4th option. So, and honestly, I wouldn't even consider him a 4th option because it's always up for grabs. It could be OG one night. It could be Josh Hart. It could be Cat. It could even be a bench player. So it's hard to go out there and score 20 points when you're on a team with Brunson, with Cat. A bunch of people are going to get the ball every possession. But if he can lock down every single player in the playoffs, I'm not complaining. If you're making any type of contribution, if you're impacting the game at all, I'm fine with that. And we're going to need from Mikal Bridges every single game. And now go back to Cat and not his defense. Come on, I kept saying this about Cat. We need you to be aggressive. We need you to attack the basket. I told you in the last podcast, I said, create plays where he can shoot open threes. He made 3 3-pointers this game. That was very huge for us. He was attacking the rim versus Okongwu, who I'll talk about in a minute. When he gets his version from Cat, when he gets his performance by Cat every single game, you're going to get the win. That 1-2 punch with Brunson and Cat, you're going to need that every single game. That pick and roll, we've seen it versus Celtics. We've seen it a little bit for this game. They can't stop it. When Brunson and Cat play like this, we could go undefeated. And that's not crazy to say. Well, obviously, you got to play defense. But when these two get going, if they can score 60 plus points, the league's in trouble. And I want you guys to realize that. And now to the bench. The bench didn't score that much, which I'm pretty disappointed because this whole offseason, we were talking about the bench. That was the talk from last season. Our bench, we can't score. They can't make no impact. They did make an impact defensively, McBride and Clarkson. But I'm expecting at least 12 plus points a game from any of those bench players. Because McBride, you've seen how he plays, especially versus the Sixers a few seasons ago. He had like 6 or 7 threes in the first game. And he made an impact in that game. We benched Dante because, not that he was doing bad, but McBride was doing so good, he got a lot more minutes. We need that from McBride every single game. And on defense, he was doing good. And Clarkson, it's hard to play because we're running a 9-man rotation. He gets the less minutes out of everybody there because you got Mitch, the backup center, there for rebounding defense. Then you got McBride, who's a pretty decent ball handler. He could defend. He could shoot threes. And Landry Shamet, who would also defend. He could also shoot threes, and he could handle the ball pretty well. And it sucks to see Jose not get any minutes. But McBride's the backup point guard. And like I said, it's hard to run a 10-man rotation in the playoffs because when you want to go on the playoff run, you're gonna want 9 players, 8 players rotation. But you never know. There could be a moment in this series I think he can get some good minutes, especially on defense. Because I've seen it from this game. Jalen Johnson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, those two could get going. They could score 30-plus points on any night. And we got to be careful. Knicks fans, I understand. We won game 1, but we got to take it one game at a time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Trust me, I was part of that crowd too. I was hyped. But let's not say we won Boston. Oh, let's get through. Let's take it one series at a time. Let's beat the Atlanta Hawks first. Because this is a good team. This isn't an easy team. This is a good team. Jalen Johnson, he should be most improved player of the year. Also Nickeil. Those two average 20-plus points. Nickeil is a great three-point shooter. Dyson Daniels, not a good three-point shooter, but he could defend. Who else? CJ McCollum also. I forgot to talk about him. He was frying us. We didn't have an answer for him. And he has the experience. He's been in the NBA for around 15, 16 years. He went on a deep playoff run with Damian Lillard back with the Blazers. And he went to the playoffs a few times with the Pelicans, but overall not really. So he's the veteran. If something's not going right, they're going to go to him. He knows how it feels to be in the playoffs. He knows the pressure. This is a young team. They know how it feels. Also, Nickeil, he's been in the playoffs a bunch of times with the Timberwolves. They know how to handle pressure. So let's take it one game at a time. One game. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now, to win the next game, here's what we got to do. Obviously, we played pretty good the first game, but I believe we could have played a lot better. You could argue I say that every single game, but trust me, I believe we could play a lot better. In terms of defense, we could play a little bit better. Offense, I want each player to at least get two or three 3-pointers. I just want Cat to attack the basket. And also for Okongwu, he is questionable going to this game. And the backup center is out for potentially the entire series. So if Okongwu's out and the backup center is out too, Cat is going to drop 30-plus points. I believe it. He only had 8 rebounds, which I'm surprised because he's the best rebounder in the league, in my opinion. But if those two centers are not playing, Cat might go for 40. Because I don't even know who the third string center is. I have no idea. So if Cat could get going, and Mitch too, if he gets those offensive rebounds, that's going to be huge for us. Because rebounding, we got to be better this game. Because rebounding is a lot more important than you think. It's a lot more important. Especially offensive rebounds, leads to second chance points. We're going to need that. Every point counts in the playoffs. And Brunson, keep doing what you're doing. G, play some good defense. Honestly, defense, we did good. But I want players like Hart attack, just shoot more. I don't know how many shots he had for game 1, but he only attempted 1 3. And you're shooting 40% from 3. And they're leaving you open, I'm pretty sure. I've seen some highlights in the game where they left him open. If they're leaving you open, why not let it fly? The stats don't lie. You're shooting 40%, so I know you could make 2 or 3 3-pointers. You never know. So I want you to be more aggressive. And to the bench, McBride, you need to make a few more threes. And Shamet, same for you. I want you to attack the basket a little more because all you do is shoot threes. I know you can get some layups, you get a few floaters, you can get a few dunks. Just try to score in any other way instead of shooting threes. And we just got to stop Jalen Johnson. We did a pretty good job on Nickeil, Dyson Daniels. Honestly, not that he's a bad player, but we don't got to worry about his offense. Because he cannot shoot a 3. He's shooting 10%. Like I said, the stats don't lie. He could attack the basket. So we're going to need a player like Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges to guard him. Okongwu, he can shoot 3s. I never knew he could do that. Cat and Mitch got to stay on him. And who else? That's pretty much it. And their bench isn't that deep. They got Kuminga, who's pretty good. Gabe Vincent, he doesn't really do anything. And Zachary Ricochet, whose minutes been getting, he hasn't been getting that many minutes recently, which is pretty crazy. He was the number 1 pick a few seasons ago. Think about that. The number 1 pick. And he's barely getting playing time. Not even a starter. That's insane. And his defense, he's a big dude. He's like 6'10". He has a good wingspan. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I hope the best for him. So if the Knicks do exactly what I just said, attack the basket, Josh Hart, let it fly. If they could keep playing good defense, like how they did last game, they could win this game. I want to get both our wins on our home court. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose one game. We got to be realistic. Knicks in 4. I'll love it for it to be quick, but we have to be realistic. There's gonna be a game where we lose 1, even 2 games. But overall, if we win the series on our home court or on their court, I'm fine with that. But Knicks fans, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take it one game at a time. And when we win the series, then you can celebrate. Then it's on to the next series. Let's stay humble and let's relax. This is Vigo Sports Talk, host of Vigo Talks Knicks, and I'll see you next episode, Knicks fans. Peace. Let's go Knicks.